Hi, it's Russ from Pro Tools Expert, and I've got myself a copy of Drumatom. And this is version 1.5. It's made by a great team of developers. I spoke to them a few months ago when they're developing it based out in Greece, and it's been distributed by the great gang over at Plugin Alliance. You can download a demo to try it out for yourself, but I thought I'd show you in action, then show you within context within tracks as well, and I think you're going to like it. I am really impressed by how simple it is to use and how good the results are as well. So how it works is this: you simply pick up some audio. I've got them here. I've got some Simon Phillips drums here. I'm going to bring them in. Great load of stuff from Loop Loft. And then it's just a case of first you want to analyze the group. So we hit analyze. It'll take a few seconds. Has a think about it, goes through, sees what it's got. And it's also named them as well. And as we can see here, there's one I don't need here. So I'm just going to take that one out. So I've got a hat, kick. The rooms are in there. And then these two are overheads here. So I'll call those overhead and overhead. And now it's just a case of going through and checking it all out. Now, I've done two tests on this. I've done a kind of clumsy test where I threw them in and really quickly did it. And then I took some time with it. Now, the other ways of doing this and the historical ways of doing this, of cleaning up live drums, is that you can either use gates, and you can use filters, and you can use filters and gates together. A third way engineers sometimes do is actually go through the audio in Pro Tools and literally cut it apart and just clean it right up that way. That can give mixed results. Sometimes it creates all sorts of problems when you come to mix it later when you're trying to sit stuff into context. So this seems to be a very simple way of doing it. There's two reasons you do it. Obviously, it enables you to get better processing. So if you've got a snare drum, let's take this snare drum, for example, and I want to put some reverb on it. At the moment, got all this stuff in the background. You can see it there, which means that's all going to go to the reverb as well. It might be quieter, but it's still going to be in there. It's going to create all sorts of issues. Or a kick drum, for example, I might want to do some compression and stuff. So to do it, it's pretty straightforward. So if we start something going, let's start this hi-hat, and I'll show you in action. So this is the kind of the big knob. So you go through and choose how much you want. And this is the cool thing as well, it's the fine tune. So if you ram it right up, that's really hard processing now. We go to fine tune and that brings more back in. So we go there, back to square one, and we can just bring it back out again. And what you're trying to do is make sure it's a good hard transit at the front without any spillage in the background. Let's get the kick. And what you don't want to do, if you go extreme, you end up with all that sorts of mess. So what you want to do is come back, find what you want, and it's a case of taking some time. I'm rushing through this because I'm doing a demo to you, but I'll show you the stuff I've worked on before I showed you this video, and you can hear it in action, where I've done one which is just really fast and one where I've taken a little bit of time. Let's get a snare. So you go through that, and when you've finished it, and I say I'm rushing through this, I'll take some more time over it, you simply export the group, and I've got a folder on my desktop ready for it, to there, misspelt, and now they're here, and you simply then drag them and drop them into your favourite DAW. So let's go over to Pro Tools now and hear these in context. So here we are, I've got two versions. I've got my sort of fast, high-speed, just throw them in and see what Drumatom does with a quick turn of that knob. And here's one that I spent a few more minutes on, and it's well worth doing. It's well worth spending that time. So, for example, here's the hi-hat. First half is clean, or dirty, should I say, and the second half is extreme, just high-speed Drumatom. And you can still see this sort of garbage in the background there. So if we go to the second one where I've spent some more time on it, try the kick now. So here's the first one that's, as I say, very fast. And you'll hear that the transients are just all gone in terms of the back end. It's almost especially fit now with the kind of reverse, but then you spend some time on it. And then the snare, let's have a listen to that. Here's the original snare and then the fast Drumatom work I've done. Snapping it right back. Now that might work sometimes, and so a lot of this is down to taste. There's no right or wrong way how much you want to leave in and how much you want to take out. Here's one that I've taken some more time over. Now I haven't bothered with the overheads because I want those to stay the same. That I want them to keep all the information in. So now here's the whole group first, and I'll do it without any instruments since I've put it in a band as well. I just want to show you in context. So here's the drums first on their own. And then the second one where I've spent some more time over it. Now the interesting thing is now I can control the room. In the first half, there's room all over the place, but now if I want to, I can push more room in this altogether. So I could come into my volume lane here and grab this bit of audio and just push up the volume. And the great thing is I can now add it. The problem was before I couldn't take it away, but now I can add it. So if I just come back out a second, I'll put it in a band situation now. So I've got a bass guitar and a electric guitar in. So here's the first one, first half without any processing, second half with Drumatom, and then this is the fast and clumsy way I did it. Nice and dry. Here's the second one. The other thing I was going to mention, and I mentioned earlier on in this video, was the issue of phase. And actually you can hear in the first half, before I've actually processed it, around here in particular, some of the cymbal stuff is starting to phase through the different mics. Just there. So the great thing is now I can control the room, so I can bring these rooms in and out. Just make them as roomy as I want. And on this first one, where I've done some very hard processing, so, in conclusion, you've seen it in action. You can download the demo and try it for yourself. For a person who in the past has had to use gates and filters, or even, as I say, now and again, chopped the audio to get stuff, so I've got some better audio to work with. This is a godsend. It really is that. You've seen it in action. It's really simple to use. It produces great results. And as I say, you can go extreme and really slam it hard, or you can do it nice and subtly and have a much more natural drum sound. In and out, it takes a second to get it all sorted, and it delivers. So there we go. It's a no-brainer. Download the demo, try it for yourself. I think you might buy it. I've been talking a lot about hardware recently. I don't know any hardware that does this in such a simple way. And for that reason, I'm going to give it editor's choice. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.